Nocturnal Animals stars Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Aaron Taylor Johnson, and is about a wealthy art gallery owner receiving a manuscript for a novel from her ex-husband. And as the story in the book unravels, dark secrets from Susan's past gets revealed, and the revelations between the characters written in Edward's novel and her life become apparent. Now, before viewing Nocturnal Animals, I had read the book beforehand, and in short, I found it to be a good novel that really left a lasting impression and having me think about the events that transpired long after finishing it. Similar to the book written by Austin Wright, Nocturnal Animals, directed by fashion designer Tom Ford, conjures up the same sort of feeling. Ford crafted the film in a way to make it feel his own. The use of dark reds and shades of black contrasted to the white gives this film a very striking appearance, and if there is anything this film should be credited for, it's how gorgeous it looks. By tackling an ambitious project such as adapting Wright's Tony and Susan into a film, it's mandatory to ensure that its complex way of storytelling is apparent. Nocturnal Animals contains 3 running narratives, one in the present where Susan is reading Edward's manuscript, Susan's interpretation of the story she is reading where we see the events in Edward's novel play out, and a storyline in the past where we see the history between Edward and Susan and how they came to be. And it is through Ford's slick direction that all 3 storylines are very apparent and you're never confused by which one of them is on screen, and that is thanks to the film's color palette, once again attributed to the film's aesthetic. If that wasn't enough, the performances in this movie alone could carry this film. Jake Gyllenhaal, who is one of my favorite actors working today, was great as usual, but it is Michael Shannon who was exceptional. He plays Bobby Ans, this kind of all bets are off cop who would rather see justice done no matter the consequences than see somebody walk free, and I thought that was totally badass. Aaron Taylor Johnson was also in this film. He is best known for his role as Kick-Ass, and he was actually really good. His character I could see getting under the skin of many viewers. My only complaint had to be Amy Adams, who I found to be very mediocre, and she is usually a very good actress, but here I found her to be very whispery and honestly very melodramatic, but I feel like that also stems from the story itself. And similar to the book, the best parts of Nocturnal Animals is when Susan is reading Edward's novel. The tale is just so dark and disturbing that it could have been made into its own film, exploring the grief that Tony faced, which was actually something that was featured in the novel, but I think cut out of the screenplay. It's just that the sequences that took place in real life felt very overdramatic, and though it was cool to explore Susan's backstory and see how she came to be, I felt that that was handled a lot better in the novel, as one would come to expect. And for a movie that is very heavily driven on metaphors, I felt that Tom Ford got very heavy-handed with the comparison between Susan and the fictional Tony near the end, that it really detracted away from the experience. Overall, I did not enjoy watching this film. It is slow, and depending on the viewer, you may get some reward out of it, but for now I'm still deciding that. I do appreciate the craft that went into this movie, and it is cool seeing a weird film like this get the budget it got. However, so much of this film is determined on repeated viewings, and right now I don't feel like sitting back down to watch it again, so for that reason I'm giving Nocturnal Animals a 6 out of 10. Of course, this rating may change over time, as it's one of those thinking films that you really have to sit on for a while. Maybe 2 years down the road, this movie may be considered a classic, but if I have any further thoughts on this film, I'll definitely keep you guys updated, but as of right now, this review stands as it is. I do not recommend this movie to the average Joe, but if you have a keen eye and like films that leaves you thinking afterwards, this movie may be for you. Alright guys, this has been your favorite critic 26 with my review of Nocturnal Animals. If you enjoyed this review, please smack the like button as always, share it to your friends, and subscribe for more videos. Sorry if I sounded kind of sick. I think I'm coming down with something right now, so pray for me as I got a lot to film and I want to get through as many reviews as possible. My next video will be of Moana, so look out for that in a couple of days, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.